Jim, was that the perfect way to go into the international break?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's 2 weeks to go till our next game, and you don't want to be going into a 2-week break off the back of a negative performance or result. And I think it was really pleasing for the majority of the game today. I thought we started the game quite slow, if I'm honest. I thought Ross County for the first 5 or 6 minutes had us penned back. I thought we grew into that half and finished the half strongly in the last 15 minutes. Half time we showed them one or two things on the screen with the analyst, areas that we felt that we could exploit, and thankfully it worked, and the second half was really, really dominant.
There was talk before the game about being ruthless in both boxes, and that's exactly what we were. We were really clinical in front of goal in that second half. You must be delighted with that.
Yeah, I'm delighted for the defenders first and foremost. Clean sheets are invaluable. They give you a really good platform to build on, and I think there's been too many times in recent weeks where we've kind of shot ourselves in the foot, not defending the box well enough with cross balls and things like that. So there was a big onus put on the defenders just to get back to doing the basics well, being aggressive, being hard to beat, and Jack Walton had very little, if anything, to do other than distribution. So many good individual performances, right throughout the team. I know it's not fair sometimes when the team wins like that as convincingly as what they did, and you pick out one or two individuals, but I thought it was Manny Adebiega's best performance in a Dundee United jersey, and I thought Vichko Sevelj in the middle of the park for me was man of the match, because I can appreciate how difficult that role is, having played there myself, and he covered every blade of grass, he won every individual battle, kept his passing really, really simple, and was unlucky with that one that came crashing back off the post, nearly ended up in the top left corner. So it's not obviously about individuals, it's always about the collective effort and about the team and about the squad, and it was a really nice way to finish a difficult period of games against a difficult opponent, it has to be said. We might have been favourites before the game, but Ross County came into today's game off the back of 2 really good clean sheets against St Mirren and Hibs, and we knew that wasn't going to be easy. We knew we were going to have to be patient at times, move the ball quickly, but some really good goals within it.
You mentioned about showing the players some areas that you did want to exploit. What were some of they, and how did that play out?
I felt in the first half we had opportunities to play forward a little bit earlier. There was a huge big space between the midfield and the Ross County backline, and we didn't get the ball into Sam Dalby and York's feet quick enough, and then to allow us to get the midfielders up to support him. In the second half, it was much better. We were able to create that space again. The distribution and the service up to the strikers was good. Majority of the time, Sam and York made it stick, which then allows your midfield to get up and support. And I thought that particular bit worked really well, but it wasn't just about that. The all-round composure on the ball, moving it nice and quickly. The 2 wing backs, really important in that type of system when you're playing a 3-5-2, and both Ferry and Strain, really pleased for Strain, first 90 minutes for a hell of a long time, and felt really good throughout, because I was planning on taking him off after about an hour just to protect him, but he was enjoying it. He was putting lots of good crosses into the box, and just probably our most dominant performance in that second 45 than what we've seen all season. Again,
we're not wanting to dwell on individual performances, but Luca Stevenson's developing quite a knack for scoring important goals, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Luca, is a really important player for us. He's one that can play a number of positions. His natural position, if you like, is probably in that midfield area. That's where he came through the Liverpool Academy. That's where I watched him playing last year and done really well. And then he went out on loan to Barrow, and Barrow had an injury in the wing back area and stuck him in there. So Luca, it's really important, given how small our squad is in comparison to other teams in the league. It's important that we get that recruitment right, and we bring in players that can fill in certain areas if necessary. Sevelj is one of those. Luca is obviously one of those as well, and we've got 1 or 2 others as well that can carry out instructions in different positions on the pitch, which is fantastic. I thought that goal was probably the pick of the bunch, to be honest. Obviously, everybody will speak about the last one, Roy of the Rovers type stuff with Sturts, but that goal where Ferry puts a fantastic ball into an area, Luca from deep midfield makes up great ground to go and get on the end of it, and really good header in the end.
Yeah, you've touched on it briefly there already, but I don't think anyone in the stadium could wipe the smile off their face after Stutz planted that one in the bottom corner.
Yeah, I'm really pleased for Owen. He's a terrific young boy. He's clearly had a great upbringing, very polite, very humble, a little bit too quiet at times maybe. I'd love to see him coming out of his shell a bit more, and maybe when he matures and gets a bit more confidence, that'll happen in time. But he only came into the club last year full time, and he spent a couple of probably weeks with the under 18s, and then I had some great feedback from the youth coaches, Payne and Granty, about how well the boy was doing, and we brought him over with us, and he's been with us pretty much since then. He's developing all the time. Physically he's developing, tactically he's getting better, and technically obviously as well he's getting better. But he's been training well the last couple of weeks with the first team. Obviously we're down to the two strikers. It was a perfect opportunity, 2-0 up with 5 minutes to go, and feeling comfortable about the situation, we thought, why not give the boy that opportunity. And they're the things that you dream of. You hope he gets a chance. I said to him going on, I says, you'll get an opportunity if you're in the right area, and that's the perfect way to get your first goal. 2 yards out, a header into an empty net, and it must be a very proud moment for all his family to do it there in front of the home fans.
Just finally, it's a great way to celebrate a new contract for yourself as well. We'll speak to you a wee bit more in depth later in the week about that, but I'm sure you're delighted.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've loved my time at the club. You're always a little bit reluctant in terms of the timing of these things, and obviously what kind of reaction then you're going to get there after it. But the players have been brilliant, and I'm delighted that the board have shown a bit of confidence in me and believe that I'm the right guy to take the club forward. I think it's been a really enjoyable period in my own. From a personal point of view, I've loved every minute of it. Got a great backroom team, developing good relationships with people behind the scenes, got a good relationship with the owner and the rest of the board, and hopefully it's only the beginning of a really good long tenure here, and hopefully we go on to do great things together.